Hello students, today we are going to discuss about two major topics, and that is isolation of the genetic material, and second topic we will discuss today is cutting of DNA at specific locations. Processes of recombinant DNA technology include these 6 steps. Okay, so first step is the isolation of the genetic material, that is the DNA content. Second is the cutting of DNA at specific locations. Third one is amplification of a gene of interest using PCR, insertion of a recombinant DNA into host cell. Then next is obtaining the foreign gene products. Okay, and finally it is converted into a downstream process. Okay, so these are the 6 basic steps for any process in the recombinant DNA technology. And today we are going to discuss about first two topics. Okay, that is isolation of the genetic material and cutting of DNA at specific locations. So let me discuss first about isolation of the genetic material, that is the DNA. So isolation of a genetic material of interest, desirable genetic material, is very essential step. Okay, so we can isolate this DNA from 3 major sources. That may be a bacterial cell, maybe plant cell, or maybe animal cell. So for desired kind of a character, okay, we are looking for desired kind of character from the DNA. So such a desired kind of a DNA will be obtained from bacterial cell, or maybe from plant cell, or maybe from animal cell. So these 3 are the main sources. Okay, and after deciding that which type of cells we are using, okay, the enzyme will also decide it. So if you are using bacteria, okay, means you are using bacteria as a desirable source, okay, then you have to take the lysozyme enzyme. Then if you are taking as a plant cell, okay, then you have to select the cellulase enzyme. And if you are taking fungus as a desirable character, then you have to select the chitinase enzyme. These all enzyme is responsible for degradation of a cell wall. So first stage, whenever you isolate the genetic material from the DNA, you have to just remove cell wall from the cell. So you know bacteria having a cell wall, okay, that is made up of peptidoglycan. That peptidoglycan containing cell wall can be degraded by lysozyme enzyme. So here you have to use the lysozyme enzyme. Suppose you are using plant cell. So you know very well plant cell wall is made up of cellulose. So here you have to use the enzyme cellulase. Okay, and if you are using fungus as a desirable character, then you have to select the chitinase enzyme, because fungal cell wall is made up of chitin. So depend on which type of cell you are using, you have to remove accordingly. First of all, you have to remove the cell wall by using this enzymatic treatment. Okay, and finally, you know very well animal cell do not have cell wall. So here you do not have to treat the animal cell. The cells is broken, release DNA and other macromolecules. Okay, so whenever you remove the cell wall, what happen means after the treatment of lysozyme, maybe cellulose, okay, means you don't use the all the enzyme together. It depend on the individual or enzyme utilization, because you are maybe using bacteria, plant cell, or a fungus cell, depend on the type of cells. Okay, so lysozyme if you are using, cellulase you are using, or chitinase you are using. So any enzyme you are using, finally cell wall is degraded, and a cell wall is degraded, cell is broken and release the DNA and other macromolecules such as RNA, proteins, polysaccharides and lipids. Okay, so main our target is the DNA. Rest other is not our target. Okay, so you will be select the DNA out of that. Now let me understand exactly what happened during the cell wall removing. So if you are treating the cell, whether it is a bacterial cell, plant cell or an animal cell, if you are treating the cell, okay, first of all with the lysozyme enzyme, maybe with the cellulase enzyme, maybe with the chitinase enzyme, it will digest the cell wall. Okay, like this, here you can see. So on digestion of a cell wall, here you can see some other content of a DNA related RNA or any other protein and all that will come out of the cell. Okay, so by this you can see cell wall will be separated out, okay, from the cell, and other rest content will be come out of the cell. So by this way we will get the isolated DNA. After this step, RNA will be removed by treating with the ribonuclease enzyme. So as I told you, our interest is just DNA. So rest other thing also we have to remove. So for RNA removal, we will use the ribonuclease enzyme. Then protein removal will be done with the help of protease enzyme, and other molecules are removed by appropriate treatment. So other molecules which are removed by the enzymatic treatment, and by this way just DNA will be remain intact. Rest other thing will be degraded. So when chilled ethanol, when after that, when other all the component will be degraded, after that just you have to add chilled ethanol. Okay, very chilled ethanol you have to use, and you have to add it in the test tube, and then you will see DNA will be precipitated. So here you can see what happened, DNA will be precipitated, means rest other thing will remain dissolved. Okay, and then DNA will be precipitated like this. Okay, and out of that fine thread in the suspension you will observe. So add alcohol, that is a chill alcohol, onto the sides wall. Okay, you have to add that in the side wall. Two distinct layer will be separated, and here you can see DNA content will be precipitated out. Okay, and that process is called spooling. Okay, the process in which DNA is getting precipitated is called spooling process. Spooling of a genetic material is observed. Here you can see this is separated. The thread-like structure you can see, whitish color thread-like structure, and the separated DNA you can remove by using spooling method. Means you are removing this thread, okay, out of all structure, and that is called spooling method. Means precipitation and the removal of that precipitated DNA from the content, that is called spooling process. Up to the spooling process, that is indicated as a isolation of a DNA, and after that isolated DNA, after the spooling of the DNA, cutting of DNA at specific location will be followed or carried further, and that is the second step of any recombinant DNA technology processes. So for that, a purified DNA which is obtained from the first step, that is isolation of DNA, a purified DNA is incubated with the restriction enzymes. As you know very well, restriction enzymes are the enzymes which cut the DNA from specific locations, and they are acting as a biological or a molecular scissors. As a result, DNA will be digested according to the recognition sites present on the DNA. DNA will be digested. Okay, and DNA fragments are separated by technique called gel electrophoresis. This is the very important technique by using which we can separate out the DNA content or a fragment of a DNA content of desirable characteristic by using this gel electrophoresis. Okay, we will learn in detail. That is the agarose gel electrophoresis method. Okay, as you add the restriction enzymes, so here you know very well spooling of DNA occur. That spooling DNA we have separated out that. Okay, spooled DNA we have separated. Then we have treated that spooled DNA by using restriction enzyme. As you apply or as you treat with the restriction enzyme, what happen? DNA will be converted into fragments. Okay, so you will be obtain a DNA fragments. Okay, and now according to the restriction sites or recognition sites on the present on the DNA content, okay, that is you know palindromic sequences may be there. Okay, so according to the palindromic sequence present on the DNA strand, the restriction enzyme will be cut the DNA fragment. Okay, so now in the test tube you will have fragments of DNA according to the different size and molecular weights. So after that you have to proceed further with the gel electrophoresis. After the treatment with the enzyme and after the getting the DNA fragment, you have to separate them by using gel electrophoresis. Why you have to separate? Because out of the other fragment only one or two will be your desired kind of fragment. So you have to just separate them out. Gel electrophoresis work for that. Okay, and that is also called agarose gel electrophoresis. It is employed to check the progression of a restriction enzyme digestion. So how restriction enzyme digestion will occur or not, or this is the checkpoint. Okay, we can use this method for the checkpoint, and by this way we can get the desirable fragment of DNA. As I told you, DNA itself is a negatively charged. Okay, so here in this technique, during the gel electrophoresis, electric current will be applied to the content. Okay, and as DNA is a negatively charged, it will move towards the anode. Okay, to the positive charge. So DNA fragments are separated according to their size, that is a molecular size, and through sieving effect of agarose gel. And this agarose gel is obtained from the seaweeds. It is one type of polymer. Okay, and it is obtained from the seaweeds, or we can say from the alga. the smaller size fragment move the farther. So here you can see this is the well. Okay, well in which the DNA content which is treated with the restriction enzyme will be filled over here first. Okay, so negative charge, here will be negative charge and here will be positive charge. Okay, so here negative end is there, here positive end is there. So you are adding the DNA fragment in these wells. Okay, in very small type of wells here. Okay, and you have to charge the DNA content in this, and according to the fragment size, molecular weight, they will move as electric current is passed. So if large size is there, it will be separate out near to the well. Okay, as it is a larger size, it will separate out near to the well, and as it is smaller size, it will cover the more distance, and that way it will separated as the longer distance, okay, than the wells. So it will be far from the well. So small the DNA fragment will be far from the small, means from the well, and the large fragment will be near to the well. So by this way, DNA fragment will be separated out as per. Now let me understand more by using this diagram. So here it is clearly written. You can see this is the electrode which is negatively charged and this is the positively charged. So DNA will be enter, means solution of a DNA will be initiated in these wells. This is the slots or wells, okay, which is applied near the negatively charged, and in this you can contain the DNA sample. You have to enter the DNA samples on that, and this is the gel, whitish colored gel that is made up of agar, okay, and some solution also filled with this chamber, and you will observe the movement of DNA in this direction from negative to positive. Why it is so? Because DNA itself is a negatively charged, that's why they will move towards a positive charge. So DNA movement will be in this direction, okay, and as a result of that, according to their molecular weight, the fragment will be separated. As I told you already, a longer bands or a longer, or we can say a high molecular weight containing molecules will be separated near to the wells, okay, as they cannot pass from this, okay, as due to their high molecular weight, and as the smaller bands or a shorter bands or a small size DNA fragment will be moved far than the well, okay, as the molecular weight is very low, so they can pass more distance. Okay, so by this way we will get the DNA fragment related, means molecular based on the basis of molecular weight, this DNA fragment will be separated. You can see here on the this slide, you can see large sample, means large molecular weight containing DNA fragment will be separate near to the well. Okay, here you can see it will not move further due to their large size or a large molecular weight. Okay, and medium will be separated in between, and small can cover more distance. Here you can see clearly. Okay, small sample will cover more distance and it will be separate out in the distance, far distance from the negative terminus. Based on this, I am going to asking you one MCQ. So here in this diagram, you can see one DNA fragment is there. Okay, this is the DNA strand. Okay, and by using two restriction enzymes, we are cutting this DNA. Okay, so we have cut from here. As a result of that, you can see we will found the fragment, that is we are indicating it as a A. Okay, and secondly, this fragment we are cutting by using second restriction enzyme from here. We cut the DNA from here by using restriction enzyme. So by using restriction enzyme, by using two restriction enzyme, these DNA we are going to fragment, and as a result of that we are getting three fragment, A, B and C. Okay, so here you can see this is the A fragment, then this is the B fragment, and this is the C fragment. Now tell me, on based on your knowledge, okay, how if you are applying these all fragment as on the gel electrophoresis, what will be the result? Here you can see the options. Okay, what type of band, which type of band you will observe. So I am giving you 1 minute and you have to answer in a comment. Your time start now. After gel electrophoresis, whatever DNA fragments are separated, you cannot observe it without the staining process. Okay, because DNA fragment which is isolated is totally transparent and gel itself is also transparent. That's why it is not easily observable. So for that purpose, you have to stain these fragments with the ethidium bromide. That is a bright orange colored dye, and by using ethidium bromide, if you stain the DNA fragment, then it only can be visible. But even after staining, you cannot observe that fragments without exposure to the UV radiation. So only you have to, if you want to observe, you have to expose this stained ethidium bromide fragment with the UV radiation. Then only you can observe. So if you are observing that in the UV chamber, you will observe fragments like this. Let me understand more. This is the agarose gel with the ethidium bromide staining. Here you can see this is the DNA ladder and fragments you can see. This is the smaller DNA fragment which is colored light. Okay, larger DNA fragment is dark stain, and under the UV chamber only it will be visible, only after staining with the ethidium bromide. After the staining, you have to just isolate or select the desirable kind of DNA band out of that. Okay, you will get so many bands, but out of that you have to select the desired kind of DNA band, and for that you have to cut the DNA band from the agarose gel, and that process is called elution. Okay, so DNA band are cut out from the agarose gel, and that is called elution process. And after that, that cut out gene of interest, that is a desirable kind of DNA fragment from the source DNA, and cut vector are mixed in the ligase enzyme will add this. Okay, means by using ligase enzyme, this is the DNA of interest. Okay, which we have separated out by using gel electrophoresis and ethidium bromide staining and all that. Okay, this is the gene of interest and this is the vector. So you just have to join this gene of interest with the vector by using ligase enzyme. So ligase enzyme play a very important role here to recombine this plasmid, and it create the recombinant DNA. So finally we will get the recombinant DNA by this way. Okay, so this is the recombinant DNA, and the joining of this fragment will occur due to the process of a ligase enzyme. So this excise DNA band and add to the gel dissolve buffer. So you have to cut the DNA fragment out of this gel. Okay, and not all the bands but desired kind of band, just you have to separate it. So here you can see the band. Okay, you have to cut it out and you have to enter in the, or you have to add in the dissolve buffer, and then you have to transfer it into spin column, and that is another way. So many other methods are also there. Wash then and you will get the pure form of a DNA. In this slide, you can see after gel electrophoresis and the staining process with the ethidium bromide, here suppose these all are the bands you are getting. Okay, but all are not important to you. Just you want to desirable character. Okay, so this is the your choice, means desirable gene of your choice. Okay, then you have to select that gene out of these all bands, and then you have to cut this band out of this gel. Okay, and just you have to separate it out and you have to enter this, means you have to add these into the buffers. This is your homework for today's lecture, and before we finish this lecture, let me summarize whole topic by using one animation video. So look at this video.
Such as drought, diseased crops and poor yield. This technology has a vital role to play in developing better crops. Recombinant DNA technology has also helped produce medicines to prevent and cure diseases such as sickle cell anemia and cystic fibrosis. Recombinant DNA technology is a sophisticated process involving many steps. In order of sequence, these steps are isolation of genetic material or DNA, fragmentation of DNA by restriction endonucleases, amplification of the gene of interest, insertion of recombinant DNA into a host cell or organism, obtaining the foreign gene product, and downstream processing. Let us understand the processes that help carry out the first three steps successfully. The genetic material in most organisms comprises DNA. In recombinant DNA technology, the first step is to select and isolate the piece of DNA of interest to be inserted into a cloning vector. Then, this piece of DNA is cut using restriction enzymes. To cut with restriction enzymes, the DNA should be in a pure form. That is, it should be free of macromolecules. To obtain DNA, a sample of cells is generally blended or ground thoroughly. This helps separate the cells from each other. Now, in order to isolate DNA, enzymes such as lysozyme, cellulase, and chitinase are used to treat bacterial cells, plant cells, and fungal cells respectively. DNA is enclosed in the cell membranes along with macromolecules such as RNA lipids, polysaccharides, and proteins. Genes are located on long chains of DNA which are intertwined with proteins such as histones. These proteins can be removed by treating them with protease, an enzyme used to break down proteins. On the other hand, RNA can be removed by treating it with ribonuclease. Similarly, other molecules can be removed using specific treatments. Finally, after the addition of chilled ethanol, DNA is isolated as a precipitate. This extracted DNA can be collected using a method called spooling. After isolation of DNA, in the next stage, restriction enzymes are used to cut the purified DNA molecules at specific locations. This cutting results in DNA fragmentation. The fragmented DNA can be separated according to its molecular weight by using a technique known as gel electrophoresis. It is employed to check the progression of restriction enzyme digestion. Typically, the gels used in this process are prepared using agarose. DNA molecules are separated across a pan of gel motivated by an electrical current. Activated electrodes located at either end of the gel chamber produce an electric field. Since DNA is a negatively charged molecule, due to the presence of phosphate groups, it moves towards the positive pole. The separation of fragments occurs according to each fragment's properties, which determine how fast the electric field can move the molecules across the gel. The bigger the DNA fragment, the slower it moves towards the positive pole. Therefore, smaller fragments reach the bottom of the gel first. The separated DNA fragments on the gel can be seen only after staining the DNA with ethidium bromide. Now, the separated DNA bands are cut from the agarose gel and extracted from the gel piece. This step is called cution or elution. Stained agarose gel with DNA fragments can be seen under the UV light chamber. Later, the cutout piece of the source DNA or the foreign DNA fragment and the cut plasmid DNA are joined with the help of enzyme DNA ligase. Scientists need a significant number of DNA samples for molecular and genetic studies. Therefore, the next step is the amplification of the gene of interest.
In next lecture, we will continue with the processes of recombinant DNA technology, in which we will learn two topics, and that is amplification of gene of interest by using PCR, then insertion of recombinant DNA into the host cell or organism. So till that, goodbye.